Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
In the spirit of reconciliation, the Theatre Thoughts podcast acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all traditional custodians of the land on which our episodes are recorded.
I was 17. I'd moved to Melbourne. I'd never even lived out of home. So
okay.
I was, bang in a new city, living on my own, doing a job. I was a swing, so which is, it's kind of like an understudy, but you cover multiple roles.
Yeah.
And so I'd never had any I didn't know what that entailed. I didn't really know how to do that. I didn't have any sort of technique to learning the roles or how to sort of organise myself. So it was a big learning curve sort of on the job. Yeah, it was. I learned a lot in that first couple of years.
You're listening to the Theatre Thoughts podcast. Welcome back for Season 2 of our rapidly growing journey to bring you one-on-one discussions and deep dives into the Australian theatre industry. If you're new to the podcast, my name's Justin and I'm so happy to have you here. If you're a returning listener, welcome back and I hope you're ready for what's in store for Season 2. You can watch our full episodes via our YouTube channel and keep up to date with all our content via our Instagram at ttpod_official. If you like the podcast, please rate us, shout our name from the rooftop, tell your mum, your dad, your pets, your local butcher, your next meet cute, anyone and everyone. You can also subscribe to our Patreon, where we can offer you full behind-the-scenes access to the podcast and even bring you little goodies along the way. So please enjoy our first episode of Season 2, and I promise you, there's a lot more to come. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of the Theatre Thoughts podcast. I'm very excited. Season 2, and this is how we start. I'm over the moon. We have with us theatre royalty right now. I should be wearing formal attire because I feel just bowing down. So we have a performer who is currently the Associate Director for Six the Musical in Australia. She's been the Resident Director and Resident Choreographer for Aladdin and the Resident Director for Strictly Ballroom. She's part of an elite group of women worldwide who've played both Velma Kelly and Roxie Hart in Chicago. Her other leading roles include Meg Geary in the Australian premiere, of both Love Never Dies and The Phantom of the Opera, Belle in Beauty and the Beast, Columbia in Rocky Horror, Anita in West Side, Demeter in Cats, Little Red Riding Hood in Into the Woods, and most recently Caroline in Eve Blake's Fangirls. You are Australian theatre royalty. You have 3 Helpmann Awards to your name. Sharon Millerchip, welcome so much to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on board.
Oh, I'm really flattered. I'm really flattered you want to talk to me. So happy to be here.
Over the moon. I think I'm going to get this out of the gate straight away because I have it up in my mind. I'm pretty sure my very first theatre memory is seeing Beauty and the Beast, and I'm 100% sure that you were Belle in that production.
In Sydney?
In Sydney.
That definitely was me.
It would have been at the old Majesty's
At the Madge,
Theatre.
that doesn't exist anymore,
Yes.
sadly. I think it's a car park now.
Yeah. And I always remember that was my first theatre memory. And then me and my mum, we kept programs and everything. We were flipping back through. I spoke to you about 6. I remember speaking on the phone about 6.
Yes.
And I did my research and everything. I was like, was she Belle? Belle when No, can't be. And then it was. And I was like,
Is
oh my
she
God.
that old? Yeah, she's that old.
No, I didn't make you feel that old. But I was ecstatic, to be honest with you.
That's a great first theatre experience, I think, because, it was a magical production. I think, it's a beautiful introduction to the world of music theatre or theatre on any large scale.
Exactly, yeah. And if I'm not much mistaken, it was the late Bert who was Cogsworth in that?
It was Bert.
Yeah.
Loved every second of working with Bert. Such a gentleman, such a professional.
Yeah, incredible.
Big-hearted, beautiful man.
Yeah, he was in a lot of things. I saw him as Oz in Wicked.
Of course, yeah.
Very kind soul, kind soul. But let's talk about you then. So you've had such an extensive career in theatre. There's obviously so many highlights you can talk about. Let's kind of start with where did it start for you? Like, what was the first thing that you went, I'm going to be a musical theatre star?
That was never my plan.
Oh, okay.
Although I did go to the Johnny Young Talent School, which you're probably too young to know what that is. Johnny Young Young Talent Time was a television show. Young Talent Time was on TV at 6:30 on Sunday night, and it was every, precocious song and dance kid in Australia wanted to be on that show. Yeah. And I went to the Johnny Young Talent School. Right. But that was filmed in Melbourne. I was in Sydney. I performed on that show a lot of times. So that's sort of where I guess I started my sort of song and dance thing. But it was kind of dance that was my big love. And so my plan was always I wanted to be a contemporary dancer. That's what I wanted to do. And that's where I was headed straight after high school. But I auditioned for Cats.
Right. Okay.
And I'd actually auditioned when it was first out.
Oh, really?
But I was 15. I was too young to get in the show anyway. Right. And I think it was when they had the open auditions and literally 10,000 people auditioned. It was like, people were lined up around city blocks. It was like a New York movie.
Yeah.
But a couple of years later, I auditioned and I was just so floored I got in. And that sort of started me on this path of music theatre. I sort of started on Cats and then stayed there forever.
Wow, you just got the bug. Yeah.
I got the bug, yeah.
That's incredible. So was there any kind of major challenges that you found when you first started? Like anything that you kind of was new to you or unexpected in a way?
It was all new to me. I got into Cats. I was 17. I'd moved to Melbourne. I'd never even lived out of home. So I was, bang in a new city, living on my own, doing a job. I was a swing. So, which it's kind of like an understudy, but you cover multiple roles.
Yeah.
And so I'd never had any I didn't know what that entailed. I didn't really know how to do that. I didn't have any sort of technique to learning the roles or how to sort of organise myself. So it was a big learning curve sort of on the job. Yeah, it was. I learned a lot in that first couple of years.
That's incredible.
Amazing. And then that was in the original Melbourne company.
Right.
So and then then we did the first Australian tour and I played Demeter in that role.
Yeah. And Swings, all hail Swings.
Swings. Honestly,
people.
Swings work so hard. Swings are super talented and they're the glue that holds the show together. And now that I've worked sort of on the other side, sort of in a creative positions off stage, I truly more than ever understand the value of Swings and they really are.
Working with Six, the queens over there, like
amazing.
Yeah.
The Swings, they're super swings.
They are.
They cover all the roles and they go on for all of them.
Yeah. We had Kiara on last year because I realised that we went to the same high school and I was like, it was so good to see like where she's gone.
Oh, she's so great.
Oh, she's so talented.
Yeah,
I remember watching her and her brother Daniel at school and they were always up at like the theatre nights and the show nights and they were doing their pair dancing.
It was so cute. We were in Melbourne. We were on one side of the street in Six. She was starring in Six, and he was on the other side of the show, on the road, doing Hamilton.
Yeah,
and it was sort of like these two little,
That's so cute.
They were like, kids. They were like, my gosh, our wildest dreams have actually come true.
It's insane, isn't it? I love it. It's very wholesome.
It's so wholesome. They are so wholesome. Yeah. I'm so proud of them. I'm like their mother.
Sydney's brand new independent theatre company, Ikigai Entertainment, is ecstatic to be presenting Xanadu the Musical at the newly renovated Sutherland Arts Theatre. It's going to be a party all over the world as a Greek muse inspires love, laughter, and the world's first roller disco in this 1980s glitter explosion. Tickets are on sale now at ticketek.com.au for this exclusive 2-week season from February 22nd to March 5th. Get in quick, tickets are rolling out the door.
you're here to talk about the new performance that you're in, A Broadcast Coup, which is playing at the Ensemble Theatre. So I'm entirely ignorant about this show. I don't know anything about it besides the description in front of me. So I'll just briefly read that out. So the description is, cutthroat journalist Jez Connell is out for her next sting. It's been a year since she's brought down one of TV's most lauded stars for behaving badly, and now she's got Michael King, the top-rated darling of public radio, in her sights. But this time it's personal. I love it. I love it. So tell us about it.
Well, it's set in a radio studio in that world, which is kind of like this weird parallel universe, sort of radio media. It's really interesting. Mike King is a household name. He's, had a 30, 40-year career. He's very charismatic. He's always been a bit of a, playboy. People have sort of loved him for that. I play his producer. He's the long-time executive producer. So I've kind of, best friended, mothered, produced, protected him for all of that time. And he's kind of sitting at the top of the food chain. And then Jez, this investigative journalist, sort of comes in and starts chipping away at all the skeletons in the closet.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of explores the abuse of power, I guess, in workplaces and misconduct in terms of bullying, sexual misconduct, all sorts of things in the workplace.
Right.
And how the world is kind of turning in that regard, slowly.
Yeah. Still grinding away.
Yes. And that sounds pretty heavy-handed, but it's also very funny because it's written by Mel Tate, who cannot help but be hilarious and witty and acerbic
you've
when she
worked
writes.
with her before, haven't you?
I have. I did another play that she wrote called The Appleton Ladies Potato Race.
Okay.
Which
I love the name.
which you may tell from the title was a comedy.
Yeah.
But also similarly tackled some really kind of heavy-hitting subjects, actually. But, Mel has this incredible ability to create sort of a Trojan horse, and she coats these sort of quite heavy subject matters in laughs and jokes and great engagement and great characters, and so you kind of, you're lulled into this false sense of security. You think you're sort of watching a comedy, and all of a sudden you go, oh
my God,
why am I crying? What happened? So and A Broadcast Coup there's a couple of quite hard-hitting twists in there as well.
So it sounds very much part of like this continuous motion of the Me Too sort of movement, where you're looking at, like you said, a lot of misconduct and things like that.
But I think what this play does really beautifully is it tells the story very authentically from five aspects of the five characters.
Okay.
So it's all within one story, but it's not bombastic in its.
Right.
The goodies and the baddies. The lines are always blurred, as they are in life, I think.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, definitely.
That's what I think Mel does really well.
And it's filled with a super cast as well. So you have Tony Coggin, Ben Gerard, who I saw in American Psycho, who was just out of this world.
Great. He's so wonderful.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's really funny.
Yeah.
He's fabulous.
He's got such a unique quality about him to be just, I don't know, not like a caricature, but literally like someone's picked him out of a cartoon and just like, the way he moves is just so elastic, I think. Absolutely. That's the word. But so like true as well in everything he does, and could watch him again and again.
Perfectly put. He's extremely charismatic, super smart too.
And you have Alex King, who I saw in A Comedy of Errors, and Amber McMahon.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Amber. Who was in North by Northwest
with me,
with you, exactly. Yeah.
This is actually the fourth show that we've done together, almost in a row.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're like, we joke that we're a package deal now.
Is that just out of happenstance, or
that's
just
coincidence?
Happens? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We definitely love working together.
Yeah.
And I think we do have a good chemistry. Yeah. People
That's
have kind of cast us in things alongside each other, which we continue to love.
Yeah.
She's brilliant. Brilliant.
You're going to be in the next thing together. It'll just be the next. It'll be you and her.
We did. Well, we had this joke the other day. I played her. I said, she said, we'll have to do a musical. I said, we'll do Sideshow.
Oh, yeah.
Where the conjoined twins. And I was telling her about it. She said, this sounds incredible. And I played her a song, and she said, oh, it's serious.
Yeah.
Like, it sounded so ridiculous, the context of the show, that she thought it was a comedy. But so maybe we will rewrite Sideshow as a comedic satire.
Interesting. Watch this space.
Watch this space.
So with Broadcast Coup, I guess the question is, where's its quality lie? Where does its appeal lie for audiences, I suppose?
I think it's an incredible conversation starter. As I said, the 5 characters, we range, sort of from 22 to 60. So the story is told from 5 quite different perspectives. So I think, young audiences will see themselves and really identify with the journey of Noah, who's the young rookie producer.
Yeah.
And then I think women of a certain age come in and really sort of connect and empathise with my journey in the show, because it's the lived experience of a lot of women who have had an entire career working their way through that sort of patriarchal structure. So that really resonates with people. My father is coming to see the show tomorrow matinee, and he will clearly identify himself with Mike King.
Yeah, okay.
And so there'll be some interesting conversations in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
But so many people who come to see the play say, we just couldn't stop talking about it. We talked about it in the car on the way home. It just opens a can of worms of conversation.
That's what you want.
As I say, it's not bombastic in trying to say who's right, who's wrong.
Yeah.
This is how you should be feeling.
Yeah.
It really just basically poses a lot of questions for us to be making our own decisions.
Okay. I think I like those pieces of theatre, the one that makes you laugh and then you realise, oh, actually, there's so much more here, and it unlocks all these different conversations, and you go away thinking afterwards, actually, this and this and this, and you just question a lot of things. And I think that's really beautiful.
I think that's a beautiful aspect of theatre. It's one of the great reasons why people should go to the theatre.
Yeah.
Because it does sort of crack you open like a nut sometimes.
Oh, incredible, yeah. I was at, I actually got invited to our first film review last night, which I was like, oh, amazing. And it was for Hugh Jackman's new film, The Sun. It is so sad. But it hit...
Steel yourself.
Yeah, it hit a chord with me where... normally I'm not like a big crier in movies unless it involves like a dog of some sort. But it just really resonated with me.
Wow.
And I just really love seeing other people resonate with theatre as well.
Absolutely.
And it's a really beautiful thing that I wish I could do myself, but just hearing people talk about it is incredible to me.
But your involvement in it is actually incredibly important. It actually makes the whole industry fertile. It's how people know where to go and sort of spreads the word, which is extremely important. Extremely important. Otherwise, nobody would know what we're doing anyway.
Exactly. What's a broadcast coup? I don't know.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you want to get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
So I want to bring it back to your career. Now you've won 3 Helpmann Awards, which amazing. Could you tell me the story of winning your first one? What that was like?
Oh, wow. Well, it was actually the first Helpmann was the first year of the Helpmanns.
Okay.
So I won the very first leading actress in a musical Helpmann.
Just when I think can't get any better, it's just that one extra thing.
Well, really, that just exposes how old I am. No, but that was for Velma Kelly in Chicago.
Yeah.
And it massive for me. It was a massive deal. Of course it is. I mean, we're always of two minds. Should the arts be a competitive sport? Well, no. But is acknowledgement, something that you feel like you've put your heart into for people to acknowledge that is really special as well. So, there's wins and losses. And, that meant a great deal to me, obviously. Yeah. And then 10 years later, literally 10 years later, on the next tour of Chicago, I played Roxie Hart. Yeah. And then to take the Helpman for that as well.
I wasn't for Roxie as well.
That's poetic.
That is extremely poetic. Wow.
So Chicago's been good to me.
Yeah, it's been very good. We were at the Sydney Theatre Awards last year, and they had Nancy come out for like a little celebration of Chicago, and I was just like, oh, wow. So
unbelievable. Cool. I've been so lucky. I directed her at the Hayes Theatre, basically a celebration, a night of Nancy Hayes.
Oh, okay.
Which was unbelievably moving and rewarding. Actually watching footage of her and Sweet Charity, and she directed me in Sweet Charity.
Oh, wow.
Which I did get a Helpmann nomination for.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest, most extraordinary memories I've got of being in this industry. I remember being in a rehearsal room and Nancy Hayes, just her and I, she's teaching me the choreography that she remembers from when she did it in 1967. No and she was teaching me that choreography, and I was like, I feel like I'm in a movie. That's really super
That
cool.
is insane. That is such a memory.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a core memory, that one.
Yeah. Because, for me, she's an idol to me. She's, I sort of see myself as a bit of a, I do a bit of everything. And so I see that's what Nancy Hayes has done. Yeah. She's a singer, she's a dancer, she's an actor, she's a director. She's a creative. And she's really supportive of people coming up through the industry. So, she's a great mentor.
Lovely. I've only had one interaction with her, and she was the sweetest person.
Oh, she's class.
Oh, she's just the best.
Just class.
Yeah.
She's so sweet, so generous, but she carries herself too with a real poise.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Well, I want to ask you our theatre thoughts questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So, we're bringing back my 1 minute theatre thoughts, just because I find this so interesting, what answers people have. So, I'll just quickly pop my clock on for 1 minute.
Have I got a stopwatch? Oh, okay.
It's stopwatch time. So, it's like, how many can you, think of, sort of thing. No pressure, I promise.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What's been your favourite role in your career?
Favourite role? Probably Roxie Hart, or maybe Anita, or maybe Charity Hope Valentine.
Oh, good answers. Do you have a most cherished musical?
Most cherished musical. I think it's probably boring to say, but Les Mis, I did get the double album of Les Mis in the early 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And played that thing until, on a record player, ye old, before they were ironic and cool again, like the first time round. And that made me love music theatre.
Excellent. What's your go-to warm-up routine?
I meditate.
Yep.
I like to do a bit of a physical stretch, and I have an app on my phone called Warm Me Up, which is Luke Hunter, who is an Australian musical director, genius, has created this app that you can have on your phone that's got all sorts of vocal warm-ups for every vocal type. So I do that as well.
Cool.
True.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, that's 1 minute, but I have one more question I want to ask you. What role haven't you played yet that you'd still want to?
Oh, see, people ask me that.
Yeah.
If I say something, I would just be grasping. There's nothing that jumps out at me. One thing I love about this industry, it's the best and the worst thing about this industry, you have no clue what's around the corner. So it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's also really exciting. I am open to opportunity. I feel like I keep evolving as a person, so...
Yeah. And I think theatre as well keeps evolving as an industry.
Completely.
New musicals come all the time. You're in Fangirls.
I'm loving the new... So, Broadcast Coup, brand new play.
Yep.
Fangirls, brand new. Even Six, when we first started it,
yes.
we were only the second country in the world to have done it. We got it way before Broadway. So that felt new. The idea of doing new works, so actually discovering and creating new characters is something that really, really excites me and floats my boat.
Excellent. Well, you never know what we might see you in.
You never know. Sideshow, the comedy.
Yeah. What's his face? Well, I'm very conscious you have to go and perform tonight, so I won't keep you too much longer, but thank you so much for coming in and talking to us.
Such a pleasure. Thank you.
So you can get tickets to A Broadcast Coup at ensemble.com.au/shows. Sharon, thank you so much. I'm deeply honoured that you came on, and good luck with the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
This episode was produced by Echidna Audio. Follow them on Instagram at Echidna Audio for all their audio services. Thank you to Sharon Millerchip for joining us on the podcast and Sean Radicke at Kabuku PR for assisting and organising the episode. Once again, if you enjoyed our podcast, leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts and head to the link in this episode's description for our Instagram account, TikTok, YouTube and Patreon. My name's Justin Clark and I'll see you next time here on the Theatre Thoughts podcast. Running a small business? Are you promoting a new show or running a theatre space? Maybe you're looking for an area to reach potential new clients. Why not advertise with us on the Theatre Thoughts podcast? We have a range of packages and prices for you to put your ad right here on the podcast. For more information, contact us at theatrethoughtsteam@outlook.com or by heading to our website, theatrethoughtsaus.online.
Have you ever wondered how your favorite performer actually feels? Well, here's your chance. Welcome to The Quiet Part Out Loud with me, Bobby Steggert, Broadway actor and now a therapist to a whole host of Broadway creatives. Part interview, part therapy, this is not your typical podcast. We'll go right to the heart of things with some of your favorite artists, what they still struggle with, what lessons they've learned, what they haven't figured out yet. There's enormous power in saying the quiet part out loud. Are you listening?
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.